A Madison County Sheriff's deputy is rushed to the hospital after a traffic stop ends with gunfire. We're tracking the breaking news live from the scene.
The Madison County community is reeling again. Today's shooting comes just months after a Richmond officer was killed in the line of duty.
And a show of support for the wounded officer at UK Hospital as police agencies from across the area show up to check on the deputy.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good evening. We continue to track breaking news tonight. A Madison County Sheriff's deputy was shot in the line of duty.
The shooting happened just before 2 on Arthur Jackson Lane outside of Berea. This is Sky First video of the scene. We're told the shooting happened during a traffic stop and the wounded deputy shot and killed the gunman during the shootout. Victor Puente is live at the scene with the latest.
Well, deputies tell us the deputy who was shot has been with the Madison County Sheriff's Department for 9 years. The man he exchanged gunfire with was killed at the scene. We'll step out of the way. You can still see a lot of police up there at the scene as that investigation continues. The shooting happened just before 2 o'clock. Kentucky State Police say a Madison County Sheriff's deputy made a traffic stop on Arthur Jackson Road, and at some point the driver pulled into his own driveway and ran from the vehicle. There were 2 other people in that vehicle, and the neighbor who called 911 told me he heard someone scream, "Get down," then heard the shots. Police say the suspect ran onto the porch, and that's when the firing started.
Eventually, the deputy and the suspect ended up exchanging gunfire. The suspect and the deputy was shot. The deputy was transported to UK Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries, and the suspect has been fatally wounded.
Police are still interviewing those other 2 people. They tell us they expect to be at this scene for several hours. We spoke to a man who said he's still waiting to get to his home. He said he's been waiting for several hours. He also said he wasn't surprised by anything that happened on this hill. Live in Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right, thank you, Victor. Just after the shooting, the deputy was quickly rushed to the University of Kentucky Hospital in Lexington.
And dozens of law enforcement helped make sure that he made it there just as fast as possible. Our Sean Moody continues our breaking news team coverage live now from UK Hospital. Sean?
I've actually just found out a little bit of information in the past 3 minutes or so. I'm told by a police officer who's in the hospital with the family that that deputy is actually awake and is talking with his family, and I'm told that he may actually be released from UK Hospital shortly. Now, people hear about the thin blue, gray, or brown lines. That's how the respective agencies refer to their law enforcement families, and it's a day like this where you really see what that means. These are 2 of the Madison County Sheriff's Office cruisers that are rushing to the hospital to be with that deputy. We understand he has non-life-threatening injuries inside the hospital, and there were officers from several agencies here, from Lexington Police, State Police, and of course Madison County. Anytime something like this happens, they rush to be there by each other's sides to make sure they get what they need. Now, I talked with retired Madison County Sheriff's Deputy Willard Reardon not long ago, and he said these officers are family, even if they're with different agencies.
You know, it's a brotherhood, and it goes across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Whether you be in Paducah or Pikeville, Covington or Corbin, when one hurts, we all hurt, and it's just kind of instilled in you because of your training and the bond that you have with the people that you work with.
And again, to recap, we just got word a couple of minutes ago that that deputy is awake inside the hospital. He's talking with his family members. That's coming from a police source who's in the hospital with them. We understand he may actually be released from the hospital before too long. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. That's the first time we've heard that bit of good news, so that sounds really good.
Wonderful to hear,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately for the people of Madison County, this is not the first time, though, that one of their officers has been shot in the line of duty.
Just a few weeks ago, friends and family of Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis were in Washington, D.C. to honor him at the National Police Memorial. Ellis was shot and killed just 7 months ago. Miranda Combs joins us now at the live desk with more.
Andrea, this latest shooting investigation involving a law enforcement officer is an eerie reminder for those living in Madison County. The same county Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was shot and killed just 7 months ago. The community has surrounded the Ellis family, his wife and child, as they've mourned the loss of Ellis. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Madison County Sheriff's Department was one of the agencies that covered for Richmond police while they went to Washington, D.C. to honor Officer Ellis at the National Police Memorial. As Willard Reardon was just saying, the closeness is demonstrated there by law enforcement agencies in the county and the city. Raleigh Sizemore was arrested for killing Officer Ellis. Police say Sizemore ambushed Ellis and shot him in the head. Ellis's family has voiced frustration during our WKYT investigations about why Sizemore was released by state parole boards after serving less than half of his sentence. At the live desk, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Miranda, thank you, and we will continue to track the latest on the shooting today of a Madison County Sheriff's deputy. Keep up with the latest on WKYT.com.
It's a warm and sunny start to June here in the Bluegrass, but it looks like we're tracking showers and storms this evening.
It sounds like it, Andrea. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey joins us now with an early look at the forecast.
Yeah, guys, right on cue with that first day of meteorological summer. That is June 1st. We are seeing the steamy weather and now the stormy weather beginning to settle on into town. Look at these live sky cams. And we're focusing on a mix of sun and clouds, all locations. London, more clouds than sun right now because you've got a little thunderstorm not too far away. Look at that sky in Lexington. That is very tropical looking with a temperature at 87 degrees. Defender Radar Network, Southern Kentucky. Skies beginning to light up with those rounds of thunderstorms that are zipping across the area. Got some thunder lightning now into parts of Wayne County. That's the system we were tracking out of northern Tennessee just a little bit ago. Storm to the northeast of Barberville, heading towards southern parts of Clay County. Folks over around Hyden into Leslie County will get in on some of that as well. Lexington Metro. Hey, not so much going on, though the skies are trying to look a little threatening the farther south and southwest that we go. Lake Cumberland, popular right now. It's summer after all. Look to the southwest, though, toward the Tennessee border counties. We're getting in on some of those thunderstorms that are lifting to the northeast. All of this ahead of a flow that is coming from the southwest with a strong cold front across the plains. States chilly and cool air behind it, warm summertime air out ahead of that. You get those two to bump up against one another, and you get some thunderstorms. I've got waves of storms coming our way when I come back with a new hour-by-hour forecast that carries us into the weekend.
Lexington police are investigating another string of break-ins. 3 more businesses were hit overnight. Thieves got inside Hart's Dry Cleaning, Palmer Tire, and Brooklyn Pizza. All 3 are in the Clays Mill Road corridor. Now, we've reported on an uptick in break-ins the last couple of weeks, including another Brooklyn Pizza off Keithshire. Just like previous break-ins, the burglars shattered glass doors and windows to get inside. Yesterday's burglars hit Missy's Pies and the Black Market Boutique.
It's something you don't ever want to see, but, you know, it's not something that totally shocks you in today's world.
As we just said, yesterday burglars did hit Missy's Pies and the Black Market Boutique.
Officers have charged a passenger for causing a bad crash. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Whitley County. It happened Monday night on US 25 south of Williamsburg. Deputies say the SUV flipped at least 2 times, landing on its top. A woman was driving. Her 8-month-old was also inside. Both were taken to the hospital for evaluation. Now, deputies say the passenger, 29-year-old Timothy Huttmeyer, told them he had been drinking and grabbed the steering wheel just before the crash. Huttmeyer is charged with wanton endangerment and alcohol intoxication. In Grayson County, crews are on their way to what could be the crash site of a plane that went missing earlier this week. Police say that 70-year-old Robert Dalzell Jr. left the Grayson County Airport in his small plane late Monday morning to fly to Owensboro. He never made it. Police say cell phone activity last showed him within 5 miles of the Falls of Rough Airport. Now state police say crews are heading to the site of a burned plane 7 miles northwest of that airport. So far, there's no official word yet if it is the same plane that's been missing. And in Powell County, the Clay City Police Department is investigating a recent theft at the city park. Police posted these images to Facebook of the suspect's van. They say they stole a picnic table from the park. Police are asking anyone with information to contact the Powell County Dispatch and leave a message with the Clay City Police Department.
A Nicholasville man killed in a head-on collision last week left behind a wife and 2 young children. It's a heartbreaking story, but now 2 local business owners are doing what they can to help the family. Rachel and Davis Harstad say the auto industry is a tight-knit community.
Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's worked with everybody at some point or another, or worked with somebody who's worked with somebody. And we're a big village, and we just like to take care of each other.
So when they lost one of their own last week, they immediately started brainstorming ways to help the family Jeremy Hampton left behind.
When you think about who Jeremy was as a person, he was always somebody that if we were doing something and we needed an extra set of hands, Jeremy was the first person to say yes.
For the month of June, $10 from every oil change performed at Gearhead's Automotive Repair will be donated to the family.
I couldn't imagine going about with the resources that we have, being business owners and knowing other business owners, and not doing something for them. We owe it to him.
Jeremy's fiance is a stay-at-home mother and now a single parent. Rachel and Davis hope the money they raise will make her transition into the workforce a little easier. In Jessamine County, Andrea Walker, WKYT. Now, Gearheads, along with Line X and Lucky's Auto, are planning a large-scale fundraiser for sometime in July. We'll be sure to pass that information along when the plans are finalized.
I'm Bill Bryant. New polling shows the presidential race tight. Donald Trump has apparently told donors if he's elected, he won't try to oust Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell or Speaker Paul Ryan. The bottom line is on the way.
And we continue to track the shooting of a Madison County Sheriff's deputy earlier today. The latest on the story on WKYT News coming up at 6.
Visit our fireplace showroom or shop online at barnhillchimney.com.
Did you know up to 80% of falls in the home happen in the bathroom? So for Lexington area homeowners, One Day Bath by America's Window offers a safe, secure solution for bathing with our new walk-in tubs. Avoid the risk of a fall with a convenient low threshold and easy access side door, comfortable chair height seating awaits, and relaxing hydrotherapy massages aching muscles and joints. Improve your quality of life with a new walk-in tub. Visit our showroom, conveniently located here in Lexington at 1190 East New Circle Road. You can browse 14 baths on display. And now's a great time to save on your new walk-in tub during Dollar Days. Call now for $2,000 off your walk-in tub purchase. We have 100% financing, low monthly payments, plus act now and receive walls for $1 with your walk-in tub purchase. Now that's a buck well spent. Call 1-800-861-4153. Save now during Dollar Days at One Day Bath by America's Window.
I roll my eyes like a lizard. A monkey would envy my tail. My wings wanna fly but swim instead. I'm a fish with a horse's head. You can see me in all my glory. Touch me and learn my story. In a world of wonder you'll explore. I'm a seahorse and so much more.
Discover the zany world of seahorses at the most interactive seahorse exhibit in the country. Visit the brand new Seahorses Unbridled Fun and see, touch, explore together at Newport Aquarium.
I'm a seahorse and so much more.
Get on your computer or mobile device. Because of all the great Toyota deals out there, most are not seen on TV. That's why you need to visit buyatoyota.com for a huge selection of savings offers that couldn't possibly fit in a TV commercial, including 0% financing, great lease deals, and 2-year no-cost maintenance. So get on your computer or mobile device and go to buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. Toyota, let's go places.
I love these new bacon chili cheese coneys. Bacon and cheese, two great things coming together.
I know, man, just like this car. Part sedan, part pickup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although, technically, there's chili on here, so it's really 3 great things.
Just like this car. Part truck, part car, part chick magnet.
Okay, but there's no women around.
Yeah, because magnets attract and repel. Hey, girl. No? Cool.
It's 4 things in one. The $5 Sonic Boombox featuring a hot dog junior cheeseburger, side, and a drink. This is how you Sonic.
Clients come into the office. The government has said, no, I don't believe you. You're not disabled.
The major problem with Social Security disability is that most people who sign up are denied at the initial level. If your claim's denied, don't give up. Call us immediately. We'll appeal your case.
We can do an effective job of representing you that will get you the benefits that you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast, 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
New polls showing a close race between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Bill Bryant has more in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. The experts say the polls mean very little at this still early point in the presidential campaign, but they would appear to show the country is in for some tough political talk and a potentially close outcome. The numbers have bounced around since Donald Trump became the Republican nominee in waiting, and Hillary Clinton appears to be close to claiming the Democratic nomination. A new Quinnipiac poll out today shows Clinton with a narrow lead over Trump. 45% say they're for Clinton, 41% are for Trump in that survey. There's a large gender gap. Clinton has a strong advantage among women, and Trump has a strong lead among men. Clinton does better with younger voters, and Trump edges her with older voters. Trump has reportedly told some major donors that if he's elected to the White House, he will not try to oust Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell from his powerful position. Bloomberg reports Trump's pledge not to work to overthrow McConnell or House Speaker Paul Ryan was a factor in coal executives Joe and Kelly Craft of Kentucky agreeing to raise money for Trump. McConnell has said on his book tour that Trump has earned the GOP nomination. Governor Bevin's team continuing to review the criteria used for issuing Kentucky colonels. The Honorable Order of Kentucky Colonels was established by Governor Ruby Laffoon in the 1930s as a charitable organization. Since then, about 85,000 people have gotten the title colonel. Only the governor can award colonelships, and Bevin apparently wants a process for deciding who gets them during his tenure. This is Statehood Day in Kentucky. On June 1st, 1792, Kentucky left Virginia to become its own commonwealth and the 15th state to enter the Union. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
It is a tropical sky across central and eastern Kentucky. Those temperatures today into the mid and upper 80s for the most part. Humidity levels way up there as well. Let's look at that tropical sky in Lexington. It just has the feel of storming across our entire region, doesn't it? And eventually that will happen. For many of us, though, I think we get through at least the daylight hours of today without a whole lot of action. 87 degrees right now, Lexington. Winds coming out of the southwest. That is a warm and a humid wind from the southwest. Mid and upper 80s across the entire region. That first 90-degree thermometer of the season so far showing up into northeastern Kentucky. Defender Radar Network. Farther south you go, the stormier the weather is this evening. From Somerset and points to the south into the Wayne-McCreary County line. Got a couple of thunder boomers on the move here. A little stronger storm moved across sections of Knox County a little bit ago. Barberville down into the Middlesboro area, getting in on some of those gusty showers and storms, lifting to the north and the northeast. Moorhead stuff weakening a little bit. Not a whole lot Lexington Metro. Let's take a little trip to the southwest, shall we? Southwest of Lake Cumberland, toward Glasgow and the Tompkinsville area. Thunderstorms here. We're pointing this out because if you're watching us into Adair County, parts of Russell County, maybe Casey and the Campbellsville area, we're going to notice those showers and storms beginning to press on in over the next hour and change. A lot of those, as they get to the northeast, will begin to die out a little bit as we lose the heating of the day. Cold front to our west. Cool and chilly air coming in behind that. Not so much for the day tomorrow. We're low 80s for the most part, with a booming shower thunderstorm possible at any time, especially middle of the day toward the afternoon. The humidity is going to be way up again tomorrow. 3-day threat track. Some storms around, heavy downpours tomorrow. Not going to be all day rain. Friday looks to be the driest of the 3 days. Saturday, showers and thunderstorms really will begin to ramp up, and by Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, some of those storms may put down some very heavy rains into much of the area. Let's walk you through the start of that weekend. We got to finish out the work week first and foremost, and for a lot of you out there, it's a shortened work week. For those of us who have been working on this Memorial Day holiday and through the rest of this week, it's a normal week for us. Tomorrow afternoon, showers, thunderstorms, upper 70s to low 80s. Heavy downpours a possibility. Say hello to your Friday. 70-ish to start. Upper 70s to around 80 to end, with scattered thunderstorms that will be going into our Friday evening. Front is on top of the area. Here comes an area of low pressure for Saturday. Notice how the rains really begin to increase into Saturday evening. And as we go into Saturday night, some heavy downpours will be likely, and that may carry us into at least the start of our Sunday. But once we get that system through here over the weekend, It unleashes what should be a fairly nice start to the first full week of June with mid-70s for highs starting late this weekend into early next week. I don't think too many folks will complain about the 70s.
I definitely won't be complaining about that.
My kind of weather, 75 to 80, we can live with it.
All right, thank you so much, Chris.
You bet.
A couple of problems still. One is on Citation Boulevard. That is a non-injury collision. And then Boardwalk and the Circle, police are trying to clear one there as well. Still directing traffic in Winchester and Man of War. That's because of a traffic signal that's completely dark, so police are in the intersection there. Drive times this afternoon to Versailles, holding our own. No significant issues there. To Nicholasville, still about 14 minutes. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Don. The College Football Hall of Fame ballot is out, Rob.
Well, a great Wildcat and a great Colonel could be voted into the Hall, and a coaching change at UK. Gary Henderson steps down. Did it come as a surprise to the guys who played for him? Sports is next.
New CBS this summer.
No running in the Capitol, man. No fast walking either.
Politics as usual takes an extraordinary twist.
Something happened to my husband.
Brandon, what's wrong?
I'd run.
From the creators of The Good Wife comes an epic television event.
They're inside me! They're in my ear! You're gonna be fine. Where were you? Watching a man's head explode.
Brain Dead.
God, I hate politics.
Premieres CBS Monday, June 13th.
Did you know up to 80% of falls in the home happen in the bathroom? So call One Day Bath by America's Window for safe, secure bathing with our new walk-in tubs. Avoid the risk of a fall with a convenient low threshold and relax with hydrotherapy massage. Now's a great time to save during Dollar Days. Receive $2,000 off your new walk-in tub with 100% financing, low monthly payments. Plus, act now during Dollar Days and receive walls for $1 with your walk-in tub purchase.
Guys, I know, way! Yeah, wait! We can finally stop playing these wedding gigs and start rocking out!
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, I hope you got that ticket in the same place, bro!
Oh, it was Ronnie starting to get the ticket.
No, Ronnie. We let Ronnie go last week.
The only way you can win Kentucky's Powerball or Mega Millions jackpot is if you actually buy your ticket.
Ronnie!
A season pass to Kentucky Kingdom is only $59.95. And with benefits like free parking and dollar drinks, a season pass pays for itself in just one visit. And enjoy the rest of the summer for free. Stop by your local Kroger to get yours today. But hurry, offer ends June 7th at midnight.
Save on Purdue chicken drumsticks or thighs, 69 cents a pound. And Southern Yellow Peaches are just 99 cents a pound. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
This is the Mom Biz, and ladies, it's showtime. You've got soccer practice, swim meets, drum lessons, play dates, and all the other stuff that keeps your family humming. But you know what matters? The healthy stuff, full tummies. That's why you've got Lando Frost Premium Lunch Meat, a simple, protein-packed, good-for-'em lunch. And that's how you get a mom groove. Groove with me now. Hey, Lando Frost, they're a family brand. You're a family. See what I'm getting at?
Getting more for your money is simpler than you might think. When you shop at Kroger, you get low prices throughout the store, weekly specials, great value from our quality brands, digital coupons, and even fuel points to help you save at the pump. No spin, just savings.
With low prices and weekly deals, saving is so easy at Kroger. Come in and cross more off your list for less. Just look for the tags and save. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
If you've been injured on the job, do yourself and your family a favor. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about all of your legal rights. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 104.5 The Cat.
After 8 seasons as Kentucky baseball coach Gary Henderson resigning this morning, 2 days after his team did not make it into the NCAA tournament. In Henderson's resignation letter, he states, quote, "It is 100% my decision to resign at this time, based in part because the results don't meet my expectations." In 8 seasons, Henderson went 258 and 199, but the Cats only made the NCAA twice. The news was a surprise for Dorian Hairston and Dustin Biggs.
Wow, it was a tough pill to swallow, not expected at all.
I'm sitting in bed like reflecting on, what could I have done better? Is there anything that I did to make us not make a regional? Is there a game where I took an at bat off, something like that, and then to get that news, it just makes it a little bit. It's more I have to think about and digest and reflect on.
I was kind of shocked, to be honest. Having 1 year left on his contract, I thought he was going to finish it out. But it was one of those that, people have their motives for doing things, and if he thought that stepping away was a good idea, then I think it's best for him. And
now, to make matters a little worse for UK fans, Louisville announcing today that baseball coach Dan McDonnell has agreed to a 10-year extension worth $10.6 million. That makes McDonnell the highest-paid college baseball coach in the country. McDonnell has led the Cards to 3 College World Series, 7 ACC titles in his 10 seasons at Louisville. He is arguably one of the greatest to ever play at Kentucky. Tim Couch finding himself today on the College Football Hall of Fame ballot. Couch, one of 75 former players, all of whom are All-Americans, nominated for the 2017 ballot. This is the 4th year in a row that Couch has been on the Hall of Fame ballot. Couch was a consensus first-team All-American in 1998. He finished 4th in the Heisman voting that season. And EKU tailback Marcus Thomas also on the College Football Hall of Fame ballot. Thomas finished his career ranked 3rd all-time in FCS rushing, 5,500 yards, the most in OVC history. He is a 2-time OVC Offensive Player of the Year, leading the Colonels to 2 conference titles. Thomas had 52 career touchdowns. In the next half hour, some exciting news concerning the Cats and the Gators coming up in September. And Cal comes up with an idea for the SEC tournament. That's at 6. Stay with us.